The Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots will kick off at Gillette Stadium at just after 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, January 22nd, as the AFC Conference Championship Game gets the later time slot this weekend. The Patriots are favored by 6 points with a total in the low 50s for their right to go to Houston in 2 weeks. The NFC representative for Super Bowl 51 will already be decided beforehand, as the NFC title game kicks off at just after 3 p.m. 4 of the best, if not the best, quarterbacks in the NFL are left standing in the conference championship round. It's been a tougher road for the Steelers to get to this point than the Patriots, as they have had to knock off 2 playoff participants. The Steelers bested the overmatched Miami Dolphins 30-12 in the wildcard round and squeaked past the Kansas City Chiefs on the strength of Chris Boswell's kicks and the defense in an 18-16 win as 2.5-point underdogs. Playoffs included, Pittsburgh is now 13-5 straight up and 12-6 against the number. Both potent offenses had some problems during the divisional round. The Steelers ran the ball effectively but stalled out in the red zone, and Ben Roethlisberger was kept in check by the Chiefs' defense. Big Ben was 20 of 31 for just 224 yards, but no touchdowns. He threw 1 pick, though the weather conditions were certainly challenging for both offenses. Le'Veon Bell ran for 170 yards on 30 carries, but never found the end zone. The Steelers did have 389 yards, so they were able to move the ball, but they were 0 for 4 in converting red zone trips into scores. Going up against a much stronger offense means that the Steelers can't give up those 4 points like they could against the Chiefs. These 2 teams met earlier in the season, but Ben Roethlisberger was out with a torn meniscus, so Landry Jones got the call. The Pittsburgh offense wasn't as potent during the regular season either. Ben Roethlisberger missed a couple of games and had a better season than he did in 2015, but he has not come close to his 2014 heights. The Steelers went from 4th in points and 3rd in yards in 2015 to 10th in points and 7th in yards in 2016, and that was even with a much better turnover margin. A lot of that drop-off has to do with Le'Veon Bell's 3-week suspension at the start of the season, and Ben Roethlisberger's 2 games on the sidelines. Stopping the Steelers' run will be the key for the Patriots. Le'Veon Bell ran for 1,268 yards in 13 regular season games and already has 337 rushing yards on 59 carries in the playoffs. It wouldn't hurt to cover Antonio Brown either, but the Steelers are increasingly dependent on the run, and they have probably the league's best running back. Defensively, the Steelers have really improved throughout the season. Getting some guys back from injuries, especially edge rushers like Bud Dupree, has helped, as the pass rush has been far more potent and has created some additional turnover opportunities. The Steelers held Kansas City to 227 yards and beat them at their own ball control game. Quietly, Pittsburgh was in the middle of the pack with 5.5 yards per play allowed during the regular season, but they allowed 4.6 to the Chiefs and 4.9 to the Dolphins to set up this spot in the AFC Championship Game. Confidence is at an all-time high for this defense heading into Sunday's date with Tom Brady. The New England Patriots have played 1 fewer game with the luxury of the first-round bye in the playoffs. The Patriots started slowly against the Houston Texans, but eventually covered the 16-point spread to improve to 15-2 straight up and 14-3 against the number. Amazingly, despite being 2 perennial contenders in the AFC, the Steelers and the Patriots have not met in the playoffs since 2005, when New England won 41-27 in the conference championship round. Ben Roethlisberger was 23, Tom Brady was 28. New England would go on to win Super Bowl 39 over the Philadelphia Eagles with a score of 24-21. The Patriots certainly have some things to shore up before this Sunday's game. The bye week helps to get healthy, but we saw the Patriots struggle a little bit at the outset. Dion Lewis' kick return touchdown really helped the team get over the hump, and the Patriots nearly blew an 11-point lead. New England was definitely not sharp. They were held to 5.6 yards per play by the Texans, which was below their season average of 5.9 yards per play. Tom Brady threw 2 interceptions during the regular season, but he threw 2 interceptions in just the 1 game against the Texans. New England could not run the football with just 3.6 yards per carry, and it is increasingly clear that Julian Edelman needs help. With Martellus Bennett dinged up early in the game and late in the season, Edelman was targeted 13 times out of 38 passing attempts. Brady only completed 18 passes, with 4 to Chris Hogan, 2 to Dion Lewis on 7 targets, and other checkdowns and dump-offs. With a vastly improved Steelers defense, the Patriots better fix these things in a hurry. New England scored 34 points, but it was extremely misleading. The defense and special teams made a lot of plays, and some chunk plays on coverage breakdowns saved an otherwise uninspired offensive performance. The New England defense deserves more accolades and attention. It helps to have Tom Brady and to almost always win the field position battle. But the Patriots defense has only allowed 15.6 points per game this season and just 5.4 yards per play. The spotlight falls on the run stoppers for the Patriots in this game. New England allowed 3.9 yards per carry during the season, but only 6 rushing touchdowns. The Texans had some running room with 4.5 yards per carry in last week's game, though the longest carry of the day was Brock Osweiler's scramble. The Patriots had 23 takeaways during the regular season and could use a few here in this game to create some shorter fields and to get Le'Veon Bell off of the playing surface. New England was actually outgained by the Landry Jones-led Steelers when the two teams met in Week 8, but the Patriots did have 6.6 yards per play to Pittsburgh's 5.4. The New England Patriots should represent the AFC in this year's Super Bowl, but the Steelers are plenty capable of making this a good game. The secondary does have some concerns, and it is a little bit young, but Brady doesn't have a big arsenal of weapons around him. Despite the offensive firepower of both teams, the stronger play is on the under here in this one, which would make the points pretty important. The Steelers are going to open up holes for Le'Veon Bell, which will keep Touchdown Tom off the field. The Steelers have slowed things down a little bit recently, with the focus on the run, and the Patriots always play under control. But our pick and prediction will be to take the Pittsburgh Steelers at +6. For our pick and prediction on this game and every other game this week, and a wealth of free stats and information, check out bangthebook.com.